Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Growth. We are still talking about the tech transition. What is a typical work structure for a tech person?
Yeah,
Before I
the fact
move to
is it is
uh,
naturally flexible. It's naturally flexible. So unless your organization is trying to come up with some policies in order to enforce some disciplines, maybe people are misusing the inherent flexibility of the typical work structure of a tech person. Yeah, but naturally it's very flexible, and that flexibility helps you to deliver better because all of these things, it has to do with the state of your mind when you want to get the great jobs out, and you need to study how the situation is for you to know when to best uh, work on your task to get the best outcomes. So at times that might mean you are in the mood, you are in the flow. Yeah, that's the word. You are in the flow even in the middle of the night, and you don't want to cause that flow. You want to get some things to logical conclusion. So that might mean in the early parts of the day you might be resting from what you did in the night, right? So,
yes,
but except for meetings wherein already you have to meet up with other team members. Basically, many organizations are trying to help you achieve that flexibility that will help you better to do the creative and very diligent job you need to do to get jobs done right in the tech space. I think that's one of the advantages of tech. It really gives you flexibility around your other schedules. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
okay. Speaking of being flexible and all, would you say which one is actually better? Is it freelancing or working with a company? Looking at the financial stability and
Yeah.
steadying kind of thing.
Yeah. So we are not going to consider flexibility when it comes to first looking at freelancing and steady jobs. I think it's very important for anybody to first try to attain some stability as far as his financial flow is concerned, right? So,
Yes.
and for that part, it means uh, unless you have your own way around it, jobs are more steady naturally. Unless you have your way around how you want to make freelancing steady for you, perhaps you have some savings, perhaps you know whatever way you want to use. So jobs are more steady in terms of the cash flow, while freelancing is definitely volatile.
Yes.
There are no assurances. So that's it. And as far as flexibility, it might be it might not really be the truth that freelancing is very flexible. Anytime you have an engagement with third parties, be that in the name of a client or in the name of an employer, being professional means that you have to live up to some agreed standards and agreed expectations. You understand? So
Yeah.
when you look at this, it means you really want to honor your appointments when you've promised you'll be having them. You really want to turn out some deliverables when you've promised you'll be having them. So all of this come into play. And I've already mentioned that forward-thinking employers are also trying to make the job flexible so that it can be done as better as possible. So I think that's the mix. But over time, everybody will know what works best for them. But the job part is what people should really be looking to start with, if you ask me, so that they can get to, get into some systems that work already. If you are doing freelancing, you are not just doing the technical parts of the job. You are also setting up a system of how you want to handle various things, right? So,
Mm.
and not everybody is naturally suited to be handling all of these things that seem to be as if you are running a company. Not everybody is naturally suitable for that kind of multitasking. So that's it.
Okay. So I want to ask that how did you actually get your international jobs? Like, is there something you did? How did you go about it?
Yeah, you just have to keep getting better, which I've mentioned before, and you have to make sure you are also positioning yourself properly. So, especially something like LinkedIn, your LinkedIn has to really capture what you are capable of to some good extent, in fact, great extent. And you have to do it in the way that LinkedIn expects you to, is advising you to do it, and the same for any other platform you want to use. So once you are making sure that you are getting better and you are well positioned to be discoverable, then you apply for opportunities, and some opportunities will also come to you directly. Whichever way, you have to be prepared to scale through the often difficult processes for you to get these jobs. You understand? Many times, really a game of numbers. You can apply so much and you not get to progress even to the next stage. So it's a normal thing, because when you are able to apply to international jobs from Nigeria, what it also means is that people are often able to apply to those jobs from all over the world, and you can be able to imagine that kind of So
Yes.
So that means you really have to be on top of your game, and I eventually opportunity to be shortlisted. You want to prove yourself to the best of your abilities, and if it's for you, you are going to get it. So that's it. Yeah.
So you got yours through applying on opportunities you found on LinkedIn.
There were instances that I applied and I got, and there were instances that I was reached out to and I got it. So both
For international.
Yeah, international, yes.
Okay. So for the ones that you applied, what's the interview process like? Like, what are the essentials that are needed, and how can someone go about it for someone?
These things vary. And we can't do justice to them within these little sessions. Yeah. The thing is, just know that there are some stuffs you have to pay attention to, like I said. But the nature of what is the efficient for companies to conduct interviews might be different from the nature of your actual day-to-day job, right? So, and that you have to get stuff like solving data structure and algorithm problems, get used to stuff like being able to properly articulate how you go about solving your problems in your previous projects, how robust your engineering process is, and so on. All of these things, in a way, also at times reflect back on who you are actually as an engineer. It's not just about declaration at times, it's about who you've been all the while, and then finally packaging them into the way the interviewers will appreciate it. So for this kind of things, these are reasons why people really need mentors, to be candid. So their mentors will try to guide them more closely through how they should better prepare for each of these stages. Yeah. Those peculiarities with each company, like I said. So at times you might want to reach out to someone working in a company to have a good idea or better idea of what the place is going to be like. And at times even the company taking you will do a good job of letting you know what to expect and how to better prepare, because they also believe they want it to succeed. Yeah, that's it.
So when you are saying companies and applying for job, there are some applications you see they're asking for entry level, but the job description is more like for advanced developers. Do you think one should just accept any kind of job one find?
Yeah, the thing is, the employer will not even give you the job if they are not very convinced you can do it. Okay? So, and I've told you already, entry level in tech, for the most part, you will have already known a number of things under your belt already. Like, you often don't do graduate kind of jobs. It's once in a while you see those kind of jobs in tech. You get, because, and the reason for that is, unless people are proving they are ready to do some stuff, if you just say you are bringing them in to come and learn from the very beginning, they will often disappoint you. You understand? So it is when they've been able to demonstrate that they have the passion and the discipline to keep at it that you can say that, okay, then I can take a bet on this. So many times, there can be some kind of misunderstanding between the hiring manager that needs someone to do the job and the HR that will put out the job description, or the kind of avenues they even use to take out this, to publicize these jobs. So what matters is look at the job requirements. And when you look at the job requirements, beyond whether they're calling entry level or not, you know whether you can do it or not. And even if you don't fit for everything, still apply many a times. And to justify to your would-be employers why you have the background that will make you to live up to those expectations, even for those that you have not done before. They will also use their own discretion to look like you really have what it takes. And if they are giving it to you, why not jump at it, take it? You just want to be sure that it's also a supportive environment at times, you know. So, which are some of the other things I said you'll be considering at some point when you have more offers, trying to see how supportive and how very can be for you to continue growing in a safe space. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. So, we are actually going to agree that tech is actually something that is time consuming. Any aspect, any job you are taking in tech, it's time consuming. So, how do you integrate your I know there can't be a work-life balance. I've always been saying that to people. But how do you integrate your personal life, your social life with your work life when you are behind the computer almost 24/7?
I think it's a tough one for me to answer actually. And uh, how will I answer this? So I think what I will advise is have people that care for you around you. I think that will sum it from my own experience. Do you understand? Have people
Mm-hmm.
that care for you around you. And you also be one of those people. Care for yourself as well. So, when you're trying to care for yourself and when you have people around you caring for you, even
Yeah.
if you are lost in the process of trying to do this, do that, you'll be trying to call yourself to attention that if you are doing it this way, you break up. You understand? Like, just break down. You break down, yeah. Like, you might break down if you continue this way and have your relationships breaking up. You don't want because many things in life have to be kept in a to even enjoy what you are working for. You understand? So, and that means you really just want to be around people that care for you and you also care for yourself. Pay attention. If you've lost it, once you know you've lost it, try to reward yourself back and do stuff like exercise yourself at necessary intervals, take breaks at necessary intervals. There are always some periods that you are going through a sprint that can be very intense. Okay, so when you go through this kind of intense sprints, at the end of it, try to celebrate that small win. So by way of doing that, you are refreshing, and then you will more come sessions or more. So that's how I really sum it up. Yeah.
Okay. So, before I actually ask my final question, I want to be sure that I'm not missing out anything. Is there something you want to say to round it off? Something I did not ask, something you feel should be out there?
Mm, not really. You've really done a good job at trying to touch many of the areas of concern, both for people that are just coming in and even for people that are inside already, all their progression. Yeah, so I think you've done a quite good job already. Yeah.
Okay. So let me now ask my final question. Yeah.
All
If
right.
you are given a chance to change one thing in the tech industry in Nigeria, what would that be? And how are you going to go about it?
Yeah. So if I want to change something, it will still be about the capacity developments. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
human capacity developments. We want more robust processes about how are we developing our talents, and because beyond that process of uh, now I'm going to the hour already.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at what it means to really grow the human capacity in tech, growing
Mm-hmm.
great world-class professionals, if you look at what it means, it's beyond the quality of the training. Because if it's just about the training, some guys are trying. And we as Tech in Africa as well, we are really trying in that space. So the training, we also want to pay attention to the different experiences that the engineers would have in the early stages or at the early stages of their career. So if someone ends up somewhere that they have bad engineering culture, it can be very frustrating. And apart from being frustrating, it can make the person not to really be developing themselves toward becoming a world-class leader. You understand? So yeah, I will be. That means I will be looking at how do we train people and make sure they are in a safe space to grow, especially at the early stages of their career when they might not be able to get enough opportunities. You understand? So
Yeah.
that's really it. And it's part of some things we are working on at Tech Gen Africa as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have I actually really appreciate this session, and part of the things that fascinated me about, when I reached out to you, you did not know me from anywhere. Somebody linked us up, and then you were just so kind to me and very humble. You're like, oh, I heard that you're doing something like this. Would you want to go about it like this?
Yeah.
The idea I had in mind before is not this. And you prompted me to make more research and come up with this concept. So, Jazakumullah khairan.
Yeah, one thing, exactly.
And I believe that people that are listening, they have been able to take one thing, something that is going to be very helpful to them.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
And wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.